Okay, I think everyone is back. So sorry, coach. Yeah, please carry on.
Yeah, and that's for the plan. Yes, as I said, 2 rest days, and then I also the change to what you had as the training plan would be like yeah, you would have a definite number to the all out as well, or I mean 2 minute all out is like an anaerobic effort
Anaerobic.
almost.
Yes.
So it's actually, even for a long endurance, it's actually not doing the trick because it's not maxing out the aerobic stuff, but it's more, it's like in between. Right? It's like it's like letting you sprint when you are a 5,000 meter runner. I mean, at some point it might make sense, right? But getting closer to the event doesn't make really sense. So yeah, so they'll look different. And again, with the power meter, I can also tell you the time frame, because not the VO2 efforts are not the same, also duration wise, for everybody, to elicit the highest max aerobic outcome in your body. So it might differ. For me, it might be 6 minutes. For you, it might be 4 minutes, right? But then in the end, we both want to reach the max oxygen uptake and consumption. Yeah.
Yes,
So that's,
thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, coach, just before coming to the meeting, I was just going through that Training Peaks app, and I just noticed a program like reducing weight in 10 weeks, increasing FTP, increasing watts per kilogram. I need such kind of thing, just to be frank.
Yeah, that's the deal. And look, yeah, so that's basically what we work on. And the nice thing about having even the basic setup of Training Peaks is like you have the graph as well. You have some graphs, right? Some are kept with a premium, but other than that, you can also follow it along. Yeah. That's the whole deal. Seeing the progress.
Yeah, it's not about out and out racing. I want to do, but a very exceptionally strong endurance cyclist who can also do a bit of racing.
Yeah. So I mean, what's the big thing for everybody in the group, as I heard, it's basically getting the aerobic part to a really good level, right? And the anaerobic part will we can address once it's going closer to the races, but initially, and I think we all need the leverage on the max aerobic, right? And that's the thing. If we have guys in who will race, I can even offer like one additional, because that's enough, one additional workout for those guys racing, because they need to have a little bit more of anaerobic skills then as well, just to stick with the group, right, to handle like the hard start, and to buffer basically the acidity which is coming there, associated with the lactate, obviously. Yeah, but that's what we can accomplish as well.
Thank you.
Coach, this is with regards to the workouts, apart from the cycling workouts. Again, you were talking about gym workouts. I was earlier going for these functional fitness workouts, so that there seems to be a combination of, I mean, very mild weights, but more focus on functional movements and mobility and all that. Does that help, or is it better to go have a focused? Okay, okay, fine. Okay, yeah. I got your answer.
I mean, functional is what you're looking for, right? Why do people go to the gym? For some, I don't know, but a bodybuilder, he needs to go to the gym. He needs to, I mean, in the end, they all want to stay in front of at the podium, right? But they want to have a certain, they know, hey, this muscle group is too weak. So they need to max out that muscle group. And that's why they need to sit in the gym on a certain machine, right? For us as cyclists and for everybody else out there who's just want to have a better fitness and who just wants to be like freely at work or at home, right? In their own living space, right? And being pain-free, functional is key. Because you won't have any isolation exercises. You're gonna turn, you're gonna carry something from here to there. So no need to sit on a machine. So functional is key. Yes, that's what I recommend. And there are only a few exercises needed to train your core. And actually a plank is the first exercise, which basically goes from including your legs even a bit. I mean, it's not getting you to make a world record out of a sprint race, but it's from the toe up to the head, basically. It's training you. Yeah, and it's having an effect. So yeah, functional is key.
Great, thanks a lot. Because I was always wondering, because nobody, I mean, whatever I've seen from people talking about workouts, they only talk about strength training. So I was wondering whether functional fitness was a part of it for cyclists. So now I'm quite convinced. And as you said, yes, my day-to-day activities have become much easier ever since I started going to those classes.
Yeah, perfect. And that's the thing. If you want to go and be a good sprinter, obviously we need to max out your legs at some point as well, right? But that's a different story. Still, we need to look at it functionally more than we need to look at a certain exercise like just doing leg curls, right? Or just doing leg extensions. Do we really know that this is your limiting factor at that point? You need to dig in deep, and that's when you need pedal data, and that's when you need all kind of those stuff to really tell, hey, he needs a leg curl more than he needs the other exercise. But that's like, yeah.
Perfect. I got the idea. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Yeah. Any other questions? I mean,
So one other question that another participant had asked me was how many workouts would be there as part of a weekly training plan, Coach? Like you said that there'll be 2 tracks. So let's say on Monday you'll send out workout 1 and workout 2. So the A group will be doing the workout 1, and then the B group will be doing the workout 2. And if a participant wants, they can choose the other one also, right? If they feel like they want to do, let's say, a tempo ride for 30 minutes instead of high intensity workout, they can choose that on that day, right? It's not like
correct. You'll see all the workouts, and there will, in normal, on some weeks there might be -2, 7 -2 is 5, like 10 workouts there, right? 2 tracks, 5 days. And on other days, maybe I even join the groups at some days. Some weeks might end up with like 6 or 7 workouts, right? But any combination will do. Yeah.
So we're talking about a minimum of at least 4 days of cycling, right? At least 4 days in a week.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, with the goals you have, it should be 4 days at least. I mean, you can skip one, and you'll after 2 weeks you'll know which one to skip, right? If there's just an endurance kind of slight tempo in there, well, that's probably the one you should skip, right? And since you had one more rest day, you can also tolerate the higher training stress for the higher, better, or more intense workout. Then yeah.
Sure, Coach. So obviously the initial phase is going to be about the base fitness, right, Coach? So everyone is going to be focusing more on having a stronger base, and then slowly we are going to progress into the higher intervals, right? So
Correct.
And that's where you said that, having folks on the plan for at least like a 4-month block would be beneficial.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So because
and we look at those new numbers I was telling, right? And we look at the new setup of the groups every 6 weeks, right? Because every 6 weeks following a plan, we expect to see some changes, right? And it might still be that you see the change and you got better, but you still stick in that group. But it also might mean that the groups now need to be switched. Yeah.
Sure, coach. Any questions around training, guys?
So, coach, these workouts, I mean, typically we understand that these workouts are better done indoors, but we also like to ride outdoors. So how does it work that way?
If you can, ride outdoors. No, honestly, if you have a power meter, you should be able to do it outdoors as well. I know it's sometimes tough with you not being able to ride to a hill. I mean, that's the deal, right? I know that. But I mean, headwind works really great. I did a lot of training in like the high plateau, like close to White Sands, right? That's why I lived for 8 years in America, in New Mexico. So it was at 4,500 feet almost, the plateau, and it was super flat. But we always had wind. So just turn into the wind, and you actually can pedal really hard against the wind. You probably know as well. So most of the workouts you will be able to do them on outdoors as well, which I highly recommend. I know that the power values then are a little bit more fluctuant, but it's actually the real riding. And the other workouts are can be done in Swift as well. Honestly, the endurance runs, like putting a group together and doing an endurance run, it's actually the toughest thing to do, as well, right? Because it always starts with the racing, and it all starts with one guy being above his limits and the other one being well below his endurance zone there, right? So there will always be guys maxed out on rides. So it's even better to do those rides you probably now refer to on the trainer, like the endurance part, because now you can dial it in and you can pedal along for yourself, right? And not be forced to be with a group. Whereas the harder ones, you can better do with a group, kind of. You're not moving in a group most of the time, right? But in the end, you'll be close. And you'll be joining because you need to recover at some point, right? The other one's still pushing or pushing again already. So you'll find yourself. So it's even vice versa sometimes, as you would think. But do them outdoors because you learn a lot of skills as well. Shifting, braking, cornering, you need to do a lot more outdoors. Yeah. And it's in the end, it's more like being in a like doing an interval correctly, right? It's more like being an intense kind of thinking, or being in a recovery kind of thinking is sometimes even more important for the body to release the enzymes and release all those things than to really hit the target number perfectly. So you can do them all also outdoors, but you could also, I mean, if it makes it easier for you during the day after a hard work day, right? It's also super easy to hop on, do Swift, Trainer Road, or whatever, get the training in there and just pedal along. That's a no-brainer, basically, almost. Yeah, that works as well. So
I think we'll get to understand it even better as we keep going ahead with the plan. We can always ask you which is more suitable for indoor and which is more suitable for outdoor.
Oh yeah. But I always highly recommend at least trying it outdoors. Even if you try it outdoors, and as I said, you stay in if you need to pedal hard for 9 minutes and you stay in a regime, hey, I need to pedal hard for those minutes, even if you don't hit the numbers, probably in the end, the training looks like we want it to look. like I said, raising the heart rate slowly up, right? In the end, probably you're reaching that kind of adaptation as well. Then in the end.
Go ahead, Hari. You have a question?
I have a last question, Coach. So, my question is like, so how often do we get to interact with you? So you send out these weekly plans. So don't mistake me. So in my previous experience, it's been like the plan comes out and we hardly get to interact with the coach or any feedback at all. So it's like we were mostly on our own. So we don't get to know what we are doing, whether it's in the right way, where do we improve. In that front, I would like to work with you more so that we understand where my gap is, what I should improve, what is it that I'm doing correctly, what is it that I'm missing out on. So I just wanted to understand more on that front.
I think before switching makes a lot of sense to do it. Like at least every 6 weeks we should have like a conference like this, and also about nutrition, as you said, right? So nutrition is a big part. Techniques are a big part, obviously, and skills are a really big part. not only with your riding there, but also in Europe. I mean, we start at an early age, right? Sitting 3 years basically on the first bike, 4 years most of the guys, but still skill is a big issue. Yeah, everybody's getting fit like crazy on Swift and the trainer road, but some are just missing the skills, and they keep you upright when times get tough. Not to fall. Yeah. So we should need to talk about these as well, right? And they are also super important. They are nowhere near any high intensity, and it's not required, but it's so important to have them. Especially also if you enter the racing kind of thing.
So Coach, also if they do have any questions, they are always welcome to message you about their training plan, right? Like whenever they feel like.
I didn't mention the WhatsApp group, right? Yeah.
So
that's how we did it in the other group as well, for sure. Yeah.
So there'll be like a WhatsApp group where you can interact and talk about about yourself, things like that as well.
Yeah. Correct.
Thanks.
Any other questions, guys?
Coach, one more thing. You talked about that having a precise power meter kind of thing. I have already invested in for a single side crank power meter. So do you advise to go to another one, or can I stick along with it for some time before I upgrade?
Honestly, the thing about those power meters is that they vary a lot. So some of them are okay, where others are not. So yeah, try it for a while. And you told me about the smart trainer as well. If you have a smart trainer, you can really compare it a bit as well, because the smart trainers are now also kind of at a good level on being precise, right? So the numbers still may differ, but if they differ all the time, then it's great. Okay, if they differ for the
I don't have a smart trainer. Maybe I'll have to ride consistently on the same route or something to figure out whether it is giving consistent result or not.
Yeah, you'll still figure it out, because if you have like a bad one, you'll actually see it on the heart rate. You'll notice after 2 weeks of riding, you'll notice if it's like one which is guessing the power, or if it's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thanks, Rajesh. I think one other question that came up, Coach, is what's the pricing going to be looking like? So for the group plan.
I was basically, it's for 4 months, right? So I was looking at the individual coaching for 4 months. So 109 I have for those individuals guys, right? So it's for 4 months, the 109.
So for 4 months, 109 would be the total cost,
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah.
And that's
Is it per month?
US dollars, right? Sorry.
Say again?
So 109 would be the USD coach. So that's what I think Srivatsan was asking.
For the 4 months, 109. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
109
USD, right?
US dollars. Is it the US
US
dollars?
dollars.
Oh, euro.
Euro. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
almost
clear.
1-to-1, I think, right now.
Yeah, now it's
Yeah,
the
now
same.
it's 1-to-1.
Yeah.
All right. So will each person be paying through the Training Peaks portal, coach, or would one person pay and then they can split amongst themselves? How would that work?
Well, what I highly recommend is if you want to enter, just send it to me via PayPal, and I'll get you in that group. Yeah, that's the easiest thing, right? So getting doing it once, staying in there for 4 months, and then the next 4 months the same thing basically. Yeah.
Okay. So if we have, let's say, 10 people now on the group, then each person would be sending you like 11 euros, right, coach? Essentially.
Or you can collect it. I mean, it doesn't matter. The thing is, I need at least 6 people, right? But and a maximum of 10. Yeah. So in between 6 and 10 people, that's when it really makes sense. Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that clear to you guys, or any questions around it?
Clear.
All right.
Now, Shri, just want to clarify, that is for the group or for the individual?
The group would
Per
be
person.
Well, per person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I did it. Otherwise it doesn't work. Then you need to find, if one drops out, you need to find another guy, right? It doesn't make sense. So 6 to 10 people, everybody pays for their own, and then gets into the group. That's the best idea, right? Yeah.
So per person, it'll be 109 euros for 4
Correct.
months,
Yes.
right, coach?
4
Correct.
months. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other questions, guys? A few of them have. Yeah, go ahead.
Considering everything is set and we have more than 6 people, when does the training tentatively begin from?
I was about to ask. Thanks.
Oh yeah, I mean we can start. I need probably a week till I get you all in, right? All in that group, and then we can start even on a like 1 week. If there's only 1 week left in January, we can start right there as well. So I don't have a problem with. We don't need to have a fixed date, the 1st of February or so. That's not required, right? So if we have the 6, we start. Then don't waste any time. Yeah. Why?
Coach, how long will be the duration of the ride, the program which you will send per day? And on a weekend, it's not an issue. For me, I have to go to office early, so I would just like to know how much will be the duration of the ride per day.
Yeah. So I'll try to keep it within 1.5 hours during the 1 to 1.5 hours during the week, during normal weekdays, and on the weekend, that's when you can do those longer rides, right? If you're able to ride longer during the week on weekdays, then don't overdo it too much, and you'll see that on the training stress and on the fatigue levels you see in Training Peaks. Then don't overdo it too much, because otherwise you won't be able to reach the numbers on the harder days, right? Or the duration on the harder days.
Yeah, can do anywhere between 1.5 to 2 max, not more than
yeah,
that.
Correct. That's why usually it's 115 to 130. That's how I keep it. And if you have additional time, like spin for half an hour, but don't go crazy intensity. Just continue and spin. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just have a small question, Coach. In terms to the training plan, can it be a little flexible? Because someone like me, I work on the weekends, so effectively Sunday is kind of ruled out.
For sure. And you can, as we said, I mean, you can skip one workout and do the other one instead, right? So if for example you have a Garmin, you can actually it'll be downloaded into Garmin, right? And you can shovel them around. If you are a premium customer in Training Peaks, you can even shovel them around there. So I think the only real or a great benefit, obviously, of having the premium login in Training Peaks is to be able to shift them all, right? But the basic would work as well, because since you download, or you're able to download the training, you can also then on the other platform transfer it to a different day. Yeah, transfer it to a different day. It's nice though if you have it in Training Peaks. So but basic still works.
Yeah, because I would like to have my bulk of my training on the weekdays, and probably a Saturday would be the best weekend day for me to do any training, because Sunday is kind of effectively ruled out for me, because I work on a Saturday. So yeah, that'll be good. That's the only question. Thank you.
All right.
I think that was a pretty good discussion. All right, Coach. So thank you again. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. I think most of these guys are really interested. Some of them have already done FTP tests and have been racing and doing ITTs and stuff like that. Everyone has got a nice fancy bike as well, thanks to
thanks to Sri, I should say.
Thanks to Sri or something.
I was going to put the blame on myself, but yeah, they're all beating me to it.
It's never the bike. If you're fit, it's not the bike which makes the decision. Always the guy on top.
I know. But it's still nice to have a nice bike.
It still is, right? And you train more often as well.
Yeah.
So like clean bikes tend to be faster as well. I mean,
yes. Clean bikes are 5 watts. People didn't know.
Certainly, Coach. Yeah.
Cool.
So, Coach, I'll do this then. I'll just get a number of participants who are really interested and want to take it forward, and I'll create a WhatsApp group and add them with you, and then we can proceed with the the payment and the training plan and so on.
Yeah. So that would be the best thing, to have and to basically have the WhatsApp group just to the training.
Just for the training plan. Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
All right, Coach. Thank you. It was great meeting you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks a lot. Nice meeting you too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Volker. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks to you for organizing this.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.